course, we got to hear from Coach from Oshkosh West earlier, and they're excited about the wrestlers that they've got. Last year, Schroeder was a champion here at 144 pounds. Scoles, I think, last year, I can't remember. No, they didn't wrestle here. Never mind. We saw them in a different tournament. Scoles just another level when you watch him wrestle. He is impressive. Sophomore, 9-0 is Scoles. Schroeder, 12-0 senior. Both of these wrestlers are fun to watch.
Yeah, Scoles' growth from last year to this year, where he took third place. Lost that first round to Caleb Delabrew 6-5, and then came all the way back for third place. Beat the founding father, William Penn of Ellsworth, 5-3. But just looks like, like I said, from last year to this year, his growth has just been amazing so far from what I've seen.
My son got to wrestle William Penn at Freestyle State a couple years ago. What an impressive kid he is. And so you beat a kid like William Penn, you know you've got something special going on.
So, as you know, Teague and I on the podcast sometimes give guys nicknames, and we just started calling William Penn the founding father.
Founding father, love it.
We never talked to him, and we find him at state, or his parents and him find us at state. He made a T-shirt with the founding father on it and had the Wisconsin Wrestler Podcast. We all got our picture taken with him. It was fantastic.
He's a great kid. Really, really nice kid. Hey, both of these guys were third-place finishers in state last year, which is kind of a fun little matchup in our finals here. You see Schroeder's hard on a single here, and he is working hard. And Scoles hanging on for dear life, and he was able to get the stalemate.
Scoles with a tech fall, and a tech fall in the semifinals over Gehring from Slinger. It's an impressive showing.
And your referee for this match is the GOAT, the greatest, truly the greatest of all time, John Shevchuk.
Oh, you know what? I thought you said at first? I thought you said the greatest, which, you know, is definitely true.
He is, well, you know, there's that too. So John Shevchuk is the dad of Brad Shevchuk, the head wrestling coach at Bayport, and a longtime Luxembourg Casco family. Scoles gets the takedown here to start the match out with the points, 3-0 with 15 seconds to go in the first period.
Doing a good job keeping that left foot in. Clock keeps running.
Nice job just hanging on that edge, letting that time run. And we get down to 8 seconds to go in the first period. So Schroeder in a little bit of a deficit. He's going to try to scramble here hard with 8 seconds to go and see if he can score that, at least get a single point as we head out of this first period. And he's jumping, so actually John Shevchuk will give credit to a different whistle and say it's no cautions here. Schroeder hits a hard switch. He's going to come up to his feet. Scoles bumps him back. And where's Shane Sparks when you need him?
Edwyn, third place, as Ryan talked about. Division I, 2 third-place guys, 2 different divisions. Edwyn beat Colin McDaniel of Arrowhead, very strong wrestler, for 4-1 for third place at state last year.
And Scoles will take the down position as we start the second period. He pops right up. Schroeder's got the leg in. John Shevchuk will stop that and say, no, let's not do that. That's potentially dangerous. So we'll start over.
Both wrestlers really not tested too much, as Edwyn had a fall, a tech fall. I'm sorry, 2 falls and a tech fall. Tech fall in this. If you tech fall somebody in the semifinals
at a tournament like this,
in a tournament like this, and especially Adam Whittier, state medalist. I believe Whittier was a medalist.
Incredible. Just next level guys. Yeah, what I really love seeing here is Scoles, you know, taking his time. He doesn't have to rush his way up to his feet. He finds control of that foot. When you get control of something, you get control of hands, you get control of a foot, all you got to do is take your time. Right. Get it away from you. They cannot defend you with less appendages than you have. And so when you take those things away, that matters.
You're saying as long as you have the hands.
Right, get something, right? Get some hands, or take his leg and take it away from him. He's got to jump around. He's not going to be able to defend you. So Schroeder gets in on a nice shot here. Scoles is going to hang tight, hoping not to give it up. You can see Schroeder's got both legs, and that should look like a takedown, but he's got to be able to hook the leg, and that's not happening.
No, Scoles is comfortable there. Obviously, a product of the AWA schools down there, and you could definitely, you know, they work on the scramble position.
Well, his long body doesn't hurt him, of course, at 150 pounds. You know, he's got a nice long body to be able to hang on those things that give him that advantage. And it doesn't hurt that his brother is a 4-time state champion.
Right.
You know, he's got a lot of pedigree behind him and a lot of just understanding of the sport of wrestling.
Sure.
So his brother wrestling for Illinois right now.
Yeah, doing a great job down there. So they were on the Big Ten Network. I forgot who they were wrestling. It was, Indiana. Illinois and Indiana went at it, and Bryston looked really impressive. I think that was last Friday. I had that broadcast on. I was watching it.
And as we're talking that through, Scoles does get another takedown. He's up 7-0 with 21 seconds to go in the second period. Absolutely dominating this, really what I was going to consider just really a great final, but here's the deal. Scoles just another level today.
Yeah, agreed. I had this one pegged, thought it was going to be a real tight one. And we're not over yet. We got a whole second period. We did talk about the scoring that exists now in high school wrestling, and it is easy to come back, right? I shouldn't say easy. You can come back quickly. That's probably the better way to say it.
So Scoles, sophomore, last year as a freshman took third in state. And when your last name is Scoles and you don't take first in state, that's a hard thing to take. And yet, I mean, come on, as a freshman, going out just dominating people and really just had an amazing season last year. So very, very impressive.
You know, we've had several wrestlers on that were four-time on the podcast, four-timers, and they've had younger brothers that were obviously already not as successful, meaning they haven't won state titles as freshmen. And we asked them all. We asked Markle, Griffin, obviously, Cole Markle. And then we had, obviously, Scoles, too. We asked them those questions. And Cumberland wrestler, Dawson Johnson, because he had a younger brother who already wasn't. Right. And they all said the same thing. They're like, how have your younger siblings taken it? And all of them were all the same. They're like, you know what? It doesn't mean anything. Even Dawson Johnson at Cumberland said, you know what? He goes, if I wasn't a four-time state champ, that doesn't change who I am. That doesn't change me. And it was just great perspective to see there's no pressure on their brothers from them because they're not necessarily a four-timer like them. So it was really good to hear.
And they're out there and they're loving on their brothers just like they would if they were just another wrestler on the team. And they just want their brothers to have that same success and to enjoy the sport like they do. So super cool stuff. Love that.
And I'm not going to tell you when they're older, maybe in their 30s, and it comes Christmas time, that they don't, kind of like the Harbaugh brothers, that they don't do some razzing, but that might occur.
And Scoles in on another kind of advantage position here. He has not scored on it yet. It's 7-0. We are down to 35 seconds. And it looks like Scoles going to pick up this takedown on Schroeder. Hasn't not been awarded yet, but it's coming. And there it is. So make it 10-0. 25 seconds to go. Scoles looks good today. I'm just going to call him my state favorite already.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Well, we should probably check the weight class before we say that, right?
Doesn't matter to me.
There's always, you always think that, and then you're like, oh, I forgot about this guy, right?
Yeah, Scoles looks good. Wow. So we will finish this match up, and your champion at 150 pounds at the 2024 Battle on the Bay, Bryston Scoles from Kewaskum. Congratulations to him. And of the three finalists for Oshkosh West, their first one will come up short. But a great match wrestled by Edwyn Schroeder. Again, Scoles your champion, 10-0 at 150 pounds.
Kewaskum, only 9 wrestlers here today, but definitely in that southeastern sectional in Division II. They're a clear-cut favorite to come out of there as the representative for Team State. Make that 2 years in a row. Probably the biggest challenger I would say would be Lomira. Whitewater, obviously down there as well.
Obviously, I grew up in Fond du Lac. Kewaskum was just somebody we always saw. Just everywhere we went, we would see Kewaskum. Program has always been solid.
Always solid. Always solid. A few strong individuals in there. I think this is the first time they've had a lot of team success. And